A woman asked an army general when was the last time he had made love to a woman. The general replied, 1956, ma'am. The woman in disbelief said, 1956? That long? Come with me and let me make your night better. The woman in general went back to her apartment and made passionate love for over an hour. Afterwards, the woman cuddled up to the general and said, well, you sure haven't forgotten anything since 1956. The general looked at her, confused, and replied, I sure hope not. It's only 2130 now. A child asked his father, how were people born? So his father said, Adam and Eve made babies, then their babies became adults and made babies, and so on. The child then went to his mother, asked her the same question, and she told him, we were monkeys, then we evolved to become like we are now. The child ran back to his father and said, you lied to me. His father replied, no, your mom was talking about her side of the family. What's the difference between a man falling from a 40-story building and a 4-story building? One goes, ah, splat, and the other goes, splat, ah! I asked old Maud how she lost her husband. She told me her sad story. Well, he needed a blood transfusion, but his blood type was not on record. So the doctors asked me if I knew what it was, as they urgently needed to know in order to save my Norman's life. Tragically, I've never known his blood type, so I only had time to sit and say goodbye. I'll never forget how supportive my Norman was. Even as he was fading away, he kept on whispering to me, be positive, be positive. That was my Norman, always thinking of others. A mother and her daughter are driving through the country when they pass a stallion standing on the side of the road, very obviously demonstrating that he is truly a stud. The daughter sees this and asks, Mom, what's that hanging down from that horse? Mom shrugs and replies, it's nothing, dear. A week later, the daughter is riding with her father when they pass the same stallion in the same condition. The daughter asks, Dad, what's that hanging down from that horse? Why, that would be the horse's privates, says Dad. When I asked Mom, she said it was nothing. Dad shrugs, smiles, and replies, I know, dear. That's because your mom is spoiled. A guy is driving along with his friend, and he goes right through a red light. His friend says, what are you doing? And he replies, never mind, will you? My brother drives like this. He goes a little bit further, comes to another red light, and goes right through it. What are you doing? I told you. Will you stop it? My brother drives like this. And further down the road, he comes to a green light and stops. His friend is confused. What are you doing now? And he replies, well, my brother might be coming the other way. An older couple were lying in bed one night. The husband was falling asleep, but the wife was in a romantic mood and wanted to talk. She said, you used to hold my hand when we were courting. Wearily, he reached across, held her hand for a second, and tried to get back to sleep. A few moments later, she said, then you used to kiss me. Mildly irritated, he reached across, gave her a peck on the cheek, and settled down to sleep. 30 seconds later, she said, then you used to bite my neck. Angrily, he threw back the bedclothes and got out of bed. Where are you going? She asked. To get my teeth.